All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new LP series. One that I hope will entertain you, but I hope it also makes you think a little. Some title cards and a Steam community notification.
Alienware, that's my favorite game.
Yeah.
Oh no, you told me this was going to be a happy game.
Here's their War Never Changes intro.
Except they took something from Hemingway.
Yeah. This is This War of Mine. This is a game that came out a little bit ago, and it's sort of a nondescript story about survivors in an Eastern European siege. Civilians. And it's based, well, pretty consistently on the Bosnian War. There's me resetting my save so I can show you guys something new. This is actually the prefab set of survivors, but I've never actually completed this campaign.
The base one that's unlocked at the beginning?
Yeah. So here's our house. Until future notice. The doors are boarded up better than the walls are. And there's shit everywhere.
Yeah, it's not looking so great.
It's very
It's not.
spacious, though. That's, I don't know, probably like a $5 million house in the States.
Yeah, no, that looks like a 9-bedroom house. Oh. It's hard to say. When every day is a struggle for survival, the city's crawling with snipers. Selling it is ordinary business every night. Phones don't work. There's a shortage of food and meds, and many people are left homeless. Bruno and Marco have always been good friends, so when the war broke out, they decided to stick together. They made Pavel while scavenging for supplies. He used to be Pogoron's favorite football player, and now he's just another homeless victim of war, so they decided to band together, I'm guessing.
Yep. So, I'd never heard the name. Before this whole mess began, I lived with my wife and son in the better part of the city. I haven't seen them in a long time. I hope they're okay. I'm not doing so well, as you can see. Who needs football players during war?
Before the war, I used to own a restaurant. I even have my own TV show, Bruno's Cuisine. I'm sure you've seen it. I visited beautiful places where I was filmed cooking exquisite dishes. All that seems of no importance now.
I thought I'd been through hell before. I'm a fireman. I've entered blazing buildings to save more lives more times than I care to remember. But back then...
Look,
pause to read those.
war is hell.
War is hell. War is a very fast hell. We can't take time with all this introduction.
So, here's some of the basic items you get. Herbs, parts for machines, parts for electronics.
Alright.
This whole first day is basically just taking a look around this place, finding the supplies that are already in here. That's all the circles with the hands in them. Got
Search all the
Pavel and-
piles, break open doors if you can, move
Yeah.
piles of junk.
I've got Pavel
Okay, so
in
wait, speak. Go ahead.
I've got Pavel in the bottom right, digging up a pile of junk by hand. He'll be there a while.
So do you eventually get like shovels and stuff? or-
Yes.
You do indeed.
You precisely
Yes.
get shovels.
So it looks like everybody just kind of broke into this house
Yeah,
because it was
this
available.
This is not any of their house.
sure.
And as you can see, this is basically the worst start you can have with this setup, because one of the survivors is slightly sick and another is slightly wounded. Usually you only get one or the other.
Ooh, okay. So there's some like RNG elements.
Yeah, to your startup. In fact, this is one of two different starting houses you can have. So,
So you're saying the seat doesn't have world record potential?
you could say that. So this is me looking through the things you can build in the simple workshop that you start with. Rainwater collectors, metal workshops, moonshine stills, stoves, radios.
So is this all the things you need to build it, or are these the things you can build?
Those are things you can build. Right now I'm taking all the stuff I started with and I'm putting it all into a metal workshop. So I can build tools like shovels.
That's fair, yeah.
because the house
So
is
it's-
full of garbage.
Yeah, which we won't probably use in the house, I imagine, but they're really useful for scavenging.
That's fair, yeah. We haven't even gotten to the,
So this is me.
Oh, and he...
Yeah, that's me looking at Bruno, pointing out that he's a smoker. So
Yeah, I saw that.
So he's going to slowly smoke cigarettes over the course of things. And if he doesn't get them, he'll get cranky.
Gotcha. So does everybody have a positive and negative trait, or are there some people who are just, like, a burden?
There's some that are all positive. In fact, Marco here, probably the single best survivor in the game. Because he can carry more things than anyone else.
Not Boris.
Okay, yes, Boris carries more things. We may do a thing with him later.
Boris carries
This
the
is
most,
also
but he
you.
moves at like half speed, so he's only really useful for going to collect things you left behind with a better runner.
Sure, so I'm guessing you have to do things like scouting runs and then actual salvage runs?
You can
Or
do,
does the world kind of vary between everything?
Generally, you scout, you explore, and you carry back what you can.
Alright, so here's me realizing that the rubble was in front of a locked cabinet,
Oh, good.
but I can get into the backyard now and there's stuff in the treehouse.
Oh, nice. You can get some water guns and gummy bears.
Hey, slingshots can be useful.
Yeah, it's better than a fist, I guess, if
Now-
you know how to use it.
Now we have one bed, of which this house had none.
Yeah, I mean, there were probably some in that bedroom before a shell destroyed it. So is there being a hole in your roof, like, a problem? Like, can you not use that room for anything?
Kind of.
The hole in the roof is okay, but you'll notice that there's a bunch of holes in the background.
In the
And
walls.
and each one of those wall holes is causing the place to be less safe.
Okay, so do you have to deal with, like, looters and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
While one person's out scavenging, your base is vulnerable.
Okay. Or I guess feral dogs. Feral dogs are a thing.
Yeah, not so much in this game,
Yeah.
but in general.
I guess they didn't want to have a game where you had to, like, kill a bunch of dogs. That's frowned upon.
Yeah, that would be too dark.
Now, I believe that there was another version of this game that came out on, I think, iOS, called The Little Ones, and it included children as playables.
Oh, man. That's... okay.
Well, since the DLC, there are some children NPCs, I think. The DLC that was a charity thing for... which charity?
Yeah.
Children of War.
Was that the Child Awareness Charity or whatever?
Yeah, I can't think of which one it
Yeah,
was.
It was, it all went to the War Child charity, I think, which is, which helps out survivors of war.
That makes sense.
And-
So you're building a shovel now on your crafting table?
And I put Pavel to bed so he can rest. And actually Marco too, so Bruno is the one that's carrying the team right now. So,
Well, he's just chain smoking cigarettes.
we actually have 0 cigarettes right now.
Oh man, he's gonna get super cranky.
Yeah.
So James, what's your strategy with the cigarettes?
What's that?
I said, what's your strategy with the cigarettes?
Hope I have enough.
I usually just sell them all off, because otherwise they get smoked.
That is another strategy, yes.
So does he also get like does smoking like do anything to him?
No.
Like aside from okay.
So
I mean it's a long-term thing normally anyway.
yeah, so there's 2 vices characters can have in this game. They can either be smokers or coffee drinkers.
Oh, weird.
And those are both
There's no
yeah, those are both commodities you can have. Ooh, we got a piece of jewelry.
I'm surprised alcohol is not a vice, given that one of the things you could build in your workshop was a still.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, well, especially since it's not required, and I'm guessing some people are mean drunks.
So, the thing about that is it's very difficult to make alcohol relatively.
Yeah, I mean you need a surplus of food. That's the whole reason alcohol exists. Period.
You need sugar,
Yeah.
and you need to use
you-
some of
you
your
also need
valuable
that.
water. And
now
your
we just
fuel.
ran out of
Right.
time. So here is the scavenging system. We're going to send Marco out to scavenge, even though he's still a little sick. Pavel will sleep back at home because he's wounded, and Bruno will guard the place from any potential looters.
Do you have any weapons?
Not a one. Well, the shovel, I think.
Okay, so tools can also be employed as weapons?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, if they've got weapons in the inventory of the house when you leave them there, they count as armed for guarding.
Mm-hmm. And later on, especially, they will use the bullets up in the middle of the night. But it's better than the alternative.
Yeah. It's better than having the bullets be used on
They
you.
always take my vegetables.
Vegetables are important. They're like bombs packed with nutrients.
Yeah, so is that the thing? Like, do you have to worry about like the nutritional content of food that you're scavenging and stuff?
Sort of.
It's kind
So
of abstract. Go ahead.
There's food and there's vegetables. And vegetables let you make more meals off of the food.
Yeah, it's kind of like an abstract representation. It makes your food go farther if you add vegetables.
Yeah.
Oh right, yeah, because vegetables are like it's like finding bread or rice. It's something that adds more calories but doesn't consume the expensive parts.
Yeah.
So we got coffee, tobacco, cigarettes, fertilizer, machine parts, weapon parts, electronics, and 2 books.
Wow, that's all. Didn't you go to a gas station?
Yep, this is a pile of rubbish under the gas station hood.
I mean, I guess I can see tobacco being there.
I think,
and like spare parts.
I think this might be like a car of someone else who pulled up but had to leave the car.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, actually, you're in the back of a car. Yeah.
So this is why I brought the shovel.
Dig, dig, dig.
Glad I have this shovel.
Oh wait, we didn't leave the shovel with Bruno, did we?
No, he's actually defenseless.
He'll figure it out.
Yeah. So, generally speaking, the strategy is collect as much stuff as possible, bring it back to a pile near the entrance so you can get to it easily. And try not to get caught in the area when time runs out in the top left there.
Okay, so are there any active threats that will appear when you're out on a run?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Depends on the location.
Yeah, it depends on the location. When you look at the scavenging screen, the different areas will say stuff like danger or caution advised. Caution usually means there's some threat or like some little threat or threats that only show up sometimes.
And then is there okay, so also to have cigarettes, do you have to get both tobacco and rolling papers?
No. Paper is assumed to just be around.
Okay.
But you actually do need
I'll just smoke all this money.
You do need like an herbal station to make them.
Okay.
Which I don't believe I get for a rather long time. Oh, there's some herbal medicine.
Oh good, that'll cure nothing.
It might help. There's a note under the table, not actually hidden, but it could be easily missed. From the style of handwriting, you can tell it was written by a woman in a hurry. Milos, I'm sorry, I'm really sorry. I could not wait any longer. I had some jewelry inside the books. Jackpot.
And also there's a carton of cigarettes behind the door.
No. So, I don't have the tool to get through that.
I can get through using my saw blade.
I don't have any of that.
I don't know how he's gonna saw through a door. That sounds complicated.
Here's the nuts and
Unless it's
bolts of the game. 4 pieces of food and 2 vegetables.
Nice. Wait, so food is just represented by like meat?
Yes,
like this is like
a hunch of
like this
meat.
is final fight?
Yeah, it's a hunk of meat clinging to a bone.
Do you need to like punch it out of barrels sometimes?
So we found some stuff for ammunition, shells and powder.
Nice. I think you. Oh yeah, and you also found some gun parts in the trashed car.
Unfortunately,
So what do all the different icons mean?
Okay, so the magnifying glass means there's something interesting. There was a note. The eye means look through. That's why I was just looking.
Oh, you're looking through the keyhole.
Yeah. That one, when you click on it, he starts yanking the stuff off the door because I looked through and I saw the noises were being made by rats.
Is there like a visual indicator of noise, or do you just have to like kind of listen for it?
Well, if you saw earlier, there were little red starbursts on the other side of the wall. Those were noise.
Oh, okay.
And while our character is walking, you might notice that there's little distortion-y waves coming off of him. That's the noise we're making.
I'm guessing if you slow down, you don't make any noise then.
But because this place didn't advise caution, I'm basically running at full speed so I can grab everything.
That's fair.
The game does have a punishing stealth system, to say the least.
Yes.
Is it one of those? Is it like Oblivion where a horse can like spot you and then everybody in the area just knows you're there?
Nah, it's not that bad. It's just things go south really quickly.
Yeah. If you get seen and you don't know that you got seen, things can go real bad real fast.
Right. I'm guessing most other scavengers have like firearms.
A fair amount, yeah.
Yeah.
This poor man had been caught by the shelling. What was he doing here? We can sort of make the assumption that maybe that's Milos.
Maybe, yeah. It's hard to tell what this like. What else is in this gas station?
Oh, so many
Well,
parts
rats,
and wood.
clearly. Yeah. So, the shame about finding all of this stuff is I can only bring back one inventory load of stuff.
Right. Yeah. You shot 200 pounds of buffalo, but you can only carry 50 pounds back to the wagon.
That's a good analogy. Yes.
But, well, sort of. That's why you can take all the stuff and dump it in the car, and the area is persistent from night to night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to ask, if you come, sometimes when you come back, are there people who have, like, looted your stash?
I've never seen that happen, but I wouldn't doubt if there is a system like that.
I have only seen it happen at the convenience store with the scavengers. The scavengers there actually do go through true inventory and take things, including some stuff I stashed early on. So yes, they made off with my vegetables too.
Everybody loves your vegetables.
My cabbages.
Now I don't ever take them out of anybody's inventory.
There's another exit on the left if we really need to get over there. But we still got 4 hours.
I also really like the, how it displays line of sight. Oh yeah, I see now. There's the red circles that come up.
Yeah, those are some rats doofing around down there.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, this game is based on the Siege of Sarajevo in the Bosnian War.
Right, yeah, that happened during the Clinton era.
Yeah, that was 92 to 95, I think. But yeah, this is not entirely unrepresentative of what that war zone looked like. If I remember correctly, they figured out that basically no building in Sarajevo was untouched by shelling.
I mean, I imagine this is not wholly unrepresentative of like most how most urban war turns out.
Right, but supposedly the Siege of Sarajevo was especially bad.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing home some cigarettes for Bruno. Maybe he will like me.
And a lot of wood. You can't carry much of it, can you?
Wood's
No,
heavy.
That becomes a serious problem when things get colder.
Yeah.
Although I guess to be fair, you did like put like 16 2x4s in your backpack.
Yes. Considering
which means you have like which means you have like a camper's backpack or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty impressive all things considered.
Yeah. A really good haul. Look what I got.
Alright, so the night was calm means that no one attacked. So now
Nice.
Marco is tired because he was out, and Bruno is tired because he guarded.
So now you're gonna have Pavel build a hammer and fix all the holes in your walls.
That might be part of what I do today. Looks like it is 3 degrees colder today than it was yesterday.
Look at Pavel, smug motherfucker with his hands in his pockets.
I'm having
Also, I'm impressed that he can build a crowbar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the crowbar is super important. So you see down there, there's a little lock symbol with a little pick next to it.
Mm-hmm.
The crowbar, well, the lock picks are one use, unfortunately. The crowbar
Right.
can open locked stuff, anything a lockpick can open, but it can do it multiple times.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it does it like permanently.
It does it permanently, and it's loud.
Yeah, because you're just wrenching the door mechanism apart.
Yeah. So generally speaking, if you're not in danger, you want to be using the crowbar.
I don't think that's how you use a crowbar.
He's just yanking at it.
It looks like he's trying to pry the doorknob off.
Oh, there we go. Okay. It looked for a second like they recycled the animation for the shovel.
Yeah.
Also, is it... Oh, hey,
A visitor.
is this a new survivor? Okay, so like a merchant?
Yes. This is Franco, I think is his name. I'm having him wait until I clear that shit.
Where you find nothing.
Pavel's busy.
Lots of good things for sale, stranger.
You gonna trade or what?
Because of the weight restriction, I tend to buy wood from merchants whenever I can.
Me too. I tend to buy all the construction material.
Yeah, so how does the barter system in this game work?
So everything in this game has a hidden monetary value that's described in the bottom left by how interesting he finds it. And you just exchange goods for goods.
Oh wow, you actually... Okay, oh right, you stole the diamonds out of the gas station.
Or rather, I found one on the top floor of this building. The jewelry, I think, might have been behind a wall or something.
Also, is there a max inventory in your house?
No.
No.
You can have as much stuff as you want, but I think having more stuff might mean if you get looted successfully, they make off with more things.
You're right, it's like a percentage of your shit.
Yeah.
And because of how this game works, I'm guessing they're also more likely to steal anything rare.
It's kind of arbitrary, I found.
Yeah, sometimes they make away with 3 drops of water.
They're just real thirsty.
I just wanted to drink, man.
Also, do you have to deal with things like sanitation? Like, do your survivors need a toilet or a shower?
Nah, not
that's been
especially.
abstracted. So I'm keeping Franco waiting in case there's really choice loot behind all this bullshit.
Does Franco just like eventually leave of his own accord if you don't deal with him fast
At the end
enough?
of the day, if nothing else.
Yeah, I
Gotcha.
don't think he just gets bored if no one's talking to him, but hey, might as well have Marco talk to him.
So,
Or just-
how's the weather? No, stay.
Haven't got all day.
Yes, he does.
I'd gladly eat something.
Oh yeah, everyone's hungry now.
Yeah, it's because it's been a day. Fortunately, you got all that food and vegetables. So do you have to like make like a kitchen or a cooking station or something?
Yeah, you have to build a stove, but if in a pinch, if you don't have one, you can just eat it straight out of the refrigerator.
Okay, yeah, I guess because it's all like it's all like packaged goods because you're just raiding it, except for your vegetables. Do vegetables go bad?
Not that I know of.
Oh, and it looks like all your tools break down eventually.
Yeah. So you do have to sort of keep that in mind.
Oh, that's okay. That's bandages.
It does have a certain amount of usefulness, because I think if you leave a shovel that's about to break at the house, it's just as good at defending as one that's full strength. So you can kind of get some use out of your stuff that's about to break still.
Sure, yeah. When NPCs are using stuff off screen, it doesn't wear down.
Yeah.
Because the game doesn't have that much memory to do all that stuff.
Let's see, so I've been trading away my bandages and medication, which are like the hot ticket items.
Aren't you gonna need those?
Not if you play well.
So, if my guys are just slightly wounded and slightly sick, they can usually get over it just by sleeping a lot.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm having Pavel and Marco doing generally.
So out of curiosity, because I know we're starting this, but out of curiosity, is there an end game?
Yes. There is an indeterminate point at which the siege is over and civilians can escape.
Gotcha.
Or at least, I believe it's set by scenario, but you don't know generally until you're getting up close to it.
Yeah. I mean, you only know it all if you build a radio, though.
Yeah. So that's some of the theming of this game. Just keep going, not knowing how long you're going to have to survive.
That's fair. I also like that you can occasionally hear the sounds of combat in the background.
Yeah. So, here's the stove UI. So you can make double meals by using vegetables. But
Oh, and then okay, so you have to use wood because the stove.
You have to turn something
Unless
into fuel.
yeah. Unless something goes really wrong, Pavel will never be cooking.
Right, yeah, because you have your celebrity chef there who's chain smoking. So can you find like propane tanks and stuff, or is it just like a wood-fired stove?
You can upgrade it to use propane. Like I just upgraded the, like I'm upgrading our main workshop now.
Okay, so every tool thing you build can also be improved in some way?
Yeah, so...
Not all, but most.
Yeah, upgrading the stove will reduce the amount of water and fuel it takes to make stuff.
Okay.
So now here's the new list of things I can make. You'll notice in the top
Oh
middle,
man, armchair.
I can patch up shit.
Oh, that's nice.
But now I can
Seem
build...
to be missing one of the things you need.
Yeah, I don't have enough
Not
wood.
enough wood.
Traps for small animals. Are those like one use?
No, but you have to keep supplying them with bait.
Okay. I remember that was the thing in, I played Sheltered a while back, which was another, like, apocalypse survival game. And I remember you could build snares in that, but they were for some reason one use only.
Yeah, you can use them multiple times, but it can take days for it to fill up. I think each time you get, 2 food, though? And then you can put a food back in, so...
Yeah, it's hypothetically self-sustaining if you don't really need food.
Does somebody have to butcher the animal, or does it just...
Nah, it just turns into food in the trap. So now we have new scavenge locations.
Oh, nice. Shelled School. Old Town.
Old Town was there before. Just the supermarket and Shelled School are new.
Oh, yeah.
So supermarket has caution advised because there's a potential for bad stuff to be waiting there for you.
Are you going to that now?
No, I'm gonna stop at the school. Unfortunately, I thought I was going to the supermarket, so I brought a crowbar instead of a shovel.
Oops. So you have to pass through the school to get to the supermarket?
No, you can go to any location as long as it's available.
Yeah, no, I just misclicked.
And so is there, I'm guessing there's also a finite amount of stuff in each location, so like, eventually the places closest to you will be totally looted out.
Yes.
Yep.
And there's even a mechanic for when the fighting gets bad or winter gets bad, where you can't even go to the locations farthest from you anymore.
Right, yeah. Because you're blocked off by combat, or it's impassable or something.
More rats. So let this be a lesson in preparedness.
Bring
Time
all
to
your
dig.
tools.
Get your hands ready.
So, there's really no excuse for this, because the Shelled School's description specifically says there's a lot of rubble, so I should bring a shovel.
Yep.
This...
Oh, I also just noticed the character portraits blink.
Oh, yeah, that scared me when I first noticed. Ugh.
Also, why didn't you send Pavel?
Because Marco can carry 15 items, and Pavel can only carry 12.
Okay, so you might send Pavel to a place where there's more likely to be danger, because he can get in and get out faster.
Right. Everyone's got some sort of bonus, even if those bonuses are kind of lame sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
There are definitely some people you want more than others.
Yeah, Marco, I believe, is generally considered to be the best survivor. Because he's pretty good at combat, he's pretty good at scavenging, he's got a lot of inventory space.
He's well-rounded in all the places that matter.
Right. And he even,
And then you have the...
he even has a time bonus on how quickly he opens containers.
Oh, nice. Right, because he's good at
Really? I didn't know
scavenging.
about that.
He does. He opens stuff faster. Take a look when he opens this next hand thing.
Yeah. Like, probably 3 seconds instead of 5?
Something like that.
So can you also make more... I noticed there's a lot more inventory space, so can you, like, make more backpacks for dudes, or bigger backpacks, or whatever?
Nope.
You cannot.
That's weird. Why are there, like, 15 unused slots, then?
I don't know. I think the most is Boris, who can hold 17 or 18.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, look at how many unused spots there are.
Yeah, you can never make anybody better, though.
And can only ever one person go out, or can you send out, like, multiple dudes?
one guy per night to one place.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh, I think part of what that might be is there is a mode where you can create your own survivors and your own scenarios. You might be able to pump up the inventory space.
Okay, it's...
Yeah, is that the same screen that's used in the shop?
Nah, that's
No, I
different.
guess it isn't.
So, carefully moving through... More rubble. Carefully moving through this school.
It seems like it might be faster to go up and then around.
Yeah.
There's no way to go around from above.
But, you know, there's... That opens back up into the main hallway, so...
So you're gonna have to go back to the truck, or are you making a stash right there?
Yeah, gotta make a quick lump.
Make a secret stash. So what are all the things flashing on the walls here?
Those are showing you that there's something to interact with.
Okay,
Yeah, those are what those symbols look like before you can see them.
gotcha.
One electric part. Ooh, some noise downstairs. There's another saw
Hopefully-
blade door.
Hopefully more rats. Also, it's interesting that there are doors that you can only open with a saw blade and not with a crowbar.
Yeah. There's just
I figured
literally...
a crowbar seems like a universal key.
They are literally vertical metal bars.
Yeah, the ones they seem to be jail doors, the ones that need a saw.
Okay, yeah, that explains why you can open them with the saw at all.
Hidey spot.
That is yeah,
Fuck.
that's a hiding spot.
Oh, there's
Fuck.
a survivor.
And he's angry.
It's okay, he's probably friendly toward outsiders.
Fuck. I'm leaving.
Everybody usually is.
Came to steal my vegetables.
So take this as another lesson on preparedness. Sometimes you luck out and still come home with a full inventory.
So is that are there survivors who actually want to join up with you, or are like all of them hostile?
The ones that want to join up with you will join up during the day sequence.
Okay.
At the night sequence, there are some non-hostile, some hostile, but none will ever join you.
Do you know anything about the mechanics of how they join you? It seems to be completely random and also dependent on how many you currently have and that sort of thing.
Yeah, they're random events with a few different things that affect the RNG.
I think once you have 5 survivors, no one will show up anymore.
Which is fine, because largely, that's too many.
Yeah, too many because only one person can scavenge still.
And you still have to feed all of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Marco's back!
It's too bad you can't like build a community or something. In your
It'd be kind of nice if you could, send out multiple people per night, but I suppose it's more a game balance issue.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it would make more sense if like areas were more hazardous, so sending more people out would give you a higher chance of losing survivors.
Yeah, or even
Shit.
being able to send them in multiple places.
Oh no, they stole.
Oh, they took all the wood.
So,
Safe scum. All right, next time, internet. Next time, we'll see how we recover from this.
you'll see.
we don't. Yeah, we load.